Hi everybody, I thought I would show you something different today. I've only ever taken one scrapbooking class, and the title of the class was called Getting It Done, and the concept was that you would almost do like an assembly line of layouts to scrapbook, and so I think I'm going to try that. I've only ever done it the one other time. I've never stuck to doing it that way. But I think I'm going to try to do it, and so I kind of thought I would video the process and show you how it worked out for me. Maybe you would want to do it too, I'm not sure. But anyway, so first I wanted to start by showing, like, usually if I have a stack of photos, whenever I print something from an event, then I just print out, okay, these are all Halloween, but for that year. And so then when I want to go scrapbook those, then I don't sort through the photos to begin with. I store them all in this tub thing with these dividers. I believe this is by Scrapbooking. Anyway, so then when I want to do scrapbook a certain event, then I take the photos out of there. And what I do is, I've gone through these already and separated them, but then I take the photos and I go through my whole stack, and I separate out the ones that that I do want to scrapbook for this event, the ones that I'm probably not going to scrapbook at all, and then the ones that, for instance, this is kind of a miscellaneous one that maybe I'm not going to scrapbook it in this event. So for instance, a lot of these photos are a trip that my husband and my son and I took to the Queen Mary, and so I'm not going to scrapbook this in my whole trip to the Queen Mary, but I might scrapbook it later about something just to do with my son and I. So that I will put back into one of these bins that has just miscellaneous photos in it, so that next time if I want to scrapbook it, then I'll still have it. All of the photos that I'm not going to scrapbook at all, I don't just get rid of them, I put them into this box of photos. And then if I ever want to, you know, on occasion, if I have a theme or a thought in mind, I'll go back and pull from here if I need to. But most of the time I don't go back to there, just because I can't scrapbook every single photo I take. So I'm going to get rid of this for a second and get rid of this. And okay, so these are the photos that I've decided I'm going to do layouts on. I am not a one photo on a layout person, or even two. If I take a lot of photos, I want to get as many of them on as few layouts as possible. So I've separated all of these, and I've separated them into what I would call like color scheme, and also you know, for instance, these were all taken on the ship. Well, these were all kind of taken in the same area of the ship. So, so when I do a layout, when I do a layout of that one, then I wanted those to all be included. I tried also to include a few of the items that to me kind of spoke, okay, well, it's a ship, and it's, you know, it was the Queen Mary. So a few of those things that I took photos of, I included. I did take a lot of photos inside the ship, just because the whole inside is Art Deco, and it was kind of neat, but I'm not going to include all those, because that would just be way too many. This one photo doesn't really go with any of the others, but I wanted to include it, and so it's just going to get shoved in here. Mostly just because we paid to take this ghost tour thing, and they had people throughout kind of like jumping out and scaring you and stuff, so my son got too scared and we had to leave. So because I want to tell that story, I'm going to include that photo. So, okay, let me pause and get the next step. Obviously, now that I know which photos that I'm going to use, the next step then would be to select the papers that I'm going to use for each set. So I will get started on that. Okay, so I went through and picked out paper for each set of photos that are for each layout, basically, that I'm going to scrapbook. After I'm done with each layout, then I'm going to store them in this paper holder that I think it might be Scrapbooking, but it doesn't say in here anywhere. I don't know who makes this one, or if they still make it. I don't know, but anyway, I've had it for a while, so it works. I'm going to stick all the layouts in there. The way that they had it set up at the class was that you would have like an 8-foot table, and you would really do it like an assembly line. You would have the first layout and paper that you picked, and then you'd have the second layout and paper that you picked, and it would just be all lined up. And so you would pick your paper out for each of the layouts, or pick your photos, then you would pick your paper for each of the layouts, and then you would say pick your title for each of the layouts, and then embellish each of the layouts, and then, you know, journal on each of the layouts. So I do not have that kind of space, so I can't quite do it that way. That's why I'm going to go ahead and pick out the layouts and the paper and all of that, and then go ahead and store it for each one. After I'm done picking out, or I have already picked out the paper for all of them, but so once I'm done with that, then I'm going to go through and I'm going to do my layout. I'm going to cut my photos down. I'm going to figure out how I want to lay out, you know, design the layout. This is a good time to use like Becky Fleck's page maps, or even Becky Higgins sketches, any kind of sketches. Because you're doing so many layouts, it would be easier to have a sketch to go off of instead of having to try to be really creative with all these different layouts. The other thing that I would say about that is if you don't use a layout and you are using your own, then either take a picture of how you have it laid out, or go ahead and do your own sketch so that you don't forget how you did it, because that's the whole point, is trying to get it done quickly. And so if you have to redo it each time because you don't remember how you had it laid out, then, you know, you're kind of defeating the purpose. Okay, let's see. So I am going to, after I picked out my paper and have done my layout, then from there I'm just going to take each layout and I'm going to go ahead and complete my whole scrapbooking process on each layout instead of doing the complete assembly line, just because, like I said, I don't have the space to do that. So, alright, I will come back and show you what I come up with in how many layouts I can get done in the time frame that I am trying to work, which is approximately the weekend. So, alright, I'll see you in a few. Okay, so here's my end result. The time frame that I set for myself was I had the weekend that I was just going to scrapbook and that type of thing. I pretty much had a free weekend. So so the time frame that I did this in was basically, you know, a couple days. And I ended up, I thought it was not too bad actually. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 6 layouts done. So that's pretty good for me actually. And I actually did a couple of cards also. So you know, with some of my scraps that were just like sitting around the tables, just to kind of maybe start alleviating how many scraps that I end up collecting. I will say that not so much with the embellishment type part, but with the picking out the papers and then just going through and designing the layouts, I got a little bit bored, I have to admit. It's definitely, I think it's definitely funner to kind of do each page individually and go through the steps of picking out the paper and the you know, everything individually. But I did get a lot done, so I don't know. I think it's a catch, you know, I don't know. It's probably just preference. So these are the layouts that I got done. My camera is too close, but I can't really get any further away. So I'll just have to put these at the end in a photo so you can see them a little bit better. I think this is one of my least favorite ones. It was just a challenge to me right from the get-go. So here's the last one. Anyway, I'll go ahead and put photos of these up here and on my blog, so you can visit me there at piccadillycrafts.blogspot.com. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you guys try it, let me know how it turns out for you. Alright, bye.